start a new topic, which is arrays. What do you mean by arrays? What do you mean by arrays? It is just a collection of similar elements. Okay. Example. If you want to collect many integers, a group of integers, further that you call it as an array. Okay, array is number, but it is just a collection of similar type of elements. You can really collect 10 elements, which is of integer type. You can collect 20 elements, which is of float type. You can collect 30 elements, which is of character type. When you collect these things, more than one, we are going to call it as an array. Okay, array is nothing but it is just a collection of similar type of elements.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Sir, voice is isn't.
I think I have a network issues.
No, sir.
Is it audible now correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Array is nothing but it is just a collection of similar type of elements. Like where we can have
Isn't visible, sir.
whether my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we can see a pictorial representation here where the data which is present in the boxes, which we are going to call it as an elements, which is of similar type. The type name is integer. Okay, where array is a collection of similar type of elements. Where these are the collections. In this collection, we have similar type of elements. Like we have an integer type elements. Okay, for these array elements, we are going to have indexes. That index starts from 0. That index starts from 0. These indexes are used for storing and for retrieving the values. This index is used for storing and retrieving the values from your array. Next. An array element which will be referred by an array name followed by position of the element and closing parenthesis and open. Now suppose example, your array name is your n, you can think. Your array name is n. If I want to extract this 15, it is clearly represented array name followed by position of the element. This position 15 is present, this 3 and closing of my parenthesis. Okay, this is the index where you can extract your element or storing of your element. Now we will see the array declaration. Okay, what does this means? How to declare in the sense? There are 3 different ways to declare your array. Okay, first one is where AR is equal to new AR of 10. Okay, where AR is equal to new AR of 10. This is the way, or this we can declare it. Using your new operator, we are going to be allocate your memory dynamically. It depends upon your runtime dynamically. Okay, now we are going to see how to initialize the values to an array. We have to initialize the values to an array. Now we will see the first array. We can initialize the values through this using your new operator. Using of your for loop, we can initialize your values. We can initialize your values. The second way, directly we can initialize the values in the place of size. See, here we have represented the size, but in the place of size we are specified directly your elements, and here we are retrieving your elements. The third way, var c is equal to open and close square parenthesis. In between of opening and closing parenthesis, you can write n number of elements, how many you required it. How many are required, those many number of elements you can write it. Okay, here this for loop is used for retrieving of your values. Now I'll be explaining for you people, I'll be showing for you people how to execute these programs. Now, I'll write it HTML, opening and closing of that, and now I'll be writing here header part. In this header part, I'll be writing title. Now I'll write it array initialization and closing of my title. Closing of my title. Now it is done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a script part in the body. In the body tag, I'm going to write a script part. Now I'm opening your script tag, closing of my script tag. Now in this, you can write in whatever you want your JavaScripts. Okay, now what I'll do first, initialization I'll be showing for you people. So what I'll do, var AR is equal to new array of 5. Array of 5. This is a declaration of your array. This is just a declaration of array. Now what we have to do now for this, we have to initialize the values. Initialize the values to an array. Now how to initialize in the sense, using of your for loop, we have to initialize the value. So what I'll write it for, okay, var I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Why I have written 0 in the sense I is equal to 0. Your array index starts from 0. So I have to write 0 only. Why? Because I have specified 5 boxes are required. If I starts from 0, then I can get it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be 5 boxes. If I write I less than 6, then it will be 6 boxes. I required only 5 boxes, so I have written 0 to less than 5. Now I'm going to open the parenthesis. Now you can write your code initialization. What I'll write it in the sense, AR of I is equal to I, or I'll write it I plus 1. I'll write it. It is done. Now if I want to print it on the console, what I'll do, document dot write, I'll be writing A of I plus BR. In the sense, after storing each value, I'll be printing as well as I'm giving a new line for that. Just give close. That's it. This is one way of initialization. Now I'll be showing you a second way of initialization. Second way of initialization of second way of initialization. Do anyone have an idea? Just now I had shown for you people in a PPT how to initialize the values. Just create one variable is equal to new array. Just you can specify the values directly within this parenthesis like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many it is required? That much. Okay, now you can, if you want, this is used for retrieving of your values. Retrieving of values from an array. Now, for where I is equal to 0, I less than, how I'll get to know here? 6, I plus plus. That's it. Okay, now just document dot write AR of I. That's it. Plus, now I'm giving a break for after inserting every element into an array. For this, I'll write it here representing document dot write second way of initialization. And I'll be closing this values. Whereas coming for this, I'll write it here first way of initialization. Document dot write first way of initialization. Okay. This is your first way and this is your second way of initialization, where in the parenthesis directly I have initialized the values rather than representing the size. Now third way, so I'll write it document dot write third way of initialization. I'll give semicolon. Now here I'll write it where C is equal to, in the square parenthesis directly I'll be mentioning the values 101, 102, 103, 104. Like this I'll be mentioning and give a semicolon at last. Now I'll be retrieving the values using of your for loop. Usually I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Opening and closing parenthesis. In this you have to mention your document dot write. Document dot write C of I plus. Now I'll be using br slash. After inserting every element, I'm going to give a break line, new line. Okay, this is your script. These are the three ways where you can initialize the array. Now I'll be saving this code with the name of programs JavaScript. Here I'll be writing array initialization.html. Array initialization.html. Save the code. Now go back to this. Now execute this. If you got your output, you can have a look on it. If not, we will check somewhere it might went wrong. Giving a semicolon here and there, I might have missed it. Kindly have a look on it. Head, body, script, document dot write. Save the code, go back to this and refresh it. First way of initialization, we got it. So rest everything where r is equal to new array of 5 where for var I is equal to 0. I yes, it's correct.
Sir, in document dot wait.
Where here?
It is AR of I know, sir.
Yes, sorry. It's an AR of I. Save it, go back to this and execute. Now you might have got it. First way of initialization is this. Like here you can check it out the one value. And second, here from here you can check it out. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now here from 100 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it clear for everyone how to initialize the array in the different ways?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Manually also you can initialize it. How you can initialize your values in the sense, here I'll give it as a br slash for so that you can have a clear picture for that. Now suppose example, if you create an array like var b is equal to new array, okay, document dot write manual initialization. Okay. Now just I have declared an array, I have not specified any array. Just I have declared an array, have not specified any size here. So at that time, what we have to do here, what you have to do here in the sense, directly you can take it b of 0 is equal to, you can specify some values, b of 1 is equal to, you can specify Monday, again b of 2 is equal to, you can specify Tuesday, and close door. Just that's it. Okay, like manually you can declare it. But for this, how to just wait, I'll write all those things and I'll explain for you how to extract these values if you don't know the size of your array. Wednesday. B of 4 is equal to Thursday. B of 5 is equal to Friday. B of 6 is equal to Saturday. And I have given semi. So I have manually have initialized. At that time I don't know maybe whether I have am I knowing the size or not. So at that time what should I do here? You have one concept which is known as for in. Okay, retrieving your values with your keyword called for in. It is similar to your for each in your Java. It is very similar in the for each in your Java. For keyword, okay, one local variable I'll declare it as an I, or I'll be declaring it as a C colon, and you have to specify the array name. You have to specify an array name. Sorry, it's not colon, it's in. You have to specify the array name. My array name is B. Okay, and now I'm going to open and close parenthesis. Here I'll be writing I'm extracting the values from an array called B. Document dot write B of I space double quotes br slash double quotes close my parenthesis. That's it, which we are going to call it as an for in keyword. It's not for in, it is for in. It is for in. For in. It is a keyword. Using this, we can extract your values. Okay, have initialized the values like this, where I can extract with your for in keyword. It is your local variable. It is your local variable. So using your local variable, you can extract all the values which are present in the variable called b, where b is of type array. Okay, now I'll go back to this and I'll be executing. Now you can check it out. Manual initialization from Sunday to Saturday we have extracted. You can have a doubt that, sir, only for this we can use, or we can make use of like this also. Yes, you can make use of for this also. I'll be changing here. What I'll be changing, where I in C. That's it. C of I it is there. You can have a doubt. Now it has changed with for in keyword. I'll be refreshing. You can check it out. I have refreshed also, have got the same values like 100, 101, 2, 3, 4. The same thing I have used for here also. 100, 101, 2, 3, 4 as the values which are initialized to the variable called C. Using that variable, I'm going to extract all the values which are present in an array called C. Is it clear for everyone? Do anyone have a doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do in this is only one-dimensional array. Now I'm moving to your two-dimensional array. Now we'll be explaining two-dimensional array. Now what I'm going to do, HTML, coming and closing of my HTML. Again, in this, I'm going to make use of directly. I'll be writing here body part rather than header part. In the body part, I'm going to make use of script tag. Script / script. Okay, now I have done your script. Now in this, I'm going to write a two-dimensional array code. Do anyone have an idea, if I want to store array in two-dimensional, how many loops we required? How many loops we required? Okay, fine, I'll be explaining for you, don't worry. Just I have written script type. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just declare an array where IA is equal to new array of this. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do, another one for loop I'm going to use for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Here what I'm going to do, A of I is equal to new array. Okay. Now do anyone have an idea? I have not specified anything here, but I'm creating a new array, new object and array. Why? And wait, this is used for creation of rows. This is used for creation of rows, where this is used for creating of columns of array. Okay, where this part is used for creating in columns of an array, where this part which is used for creation of rows. Now once we have created rows and columns, now can anyone say me how many rows we have and how many columns we have? Do anyone have an idea that how many rows and columns are created here? See, it's very simple. Creation of rows. Here I have not created any, I have not specified any row number, but we can check it out here. I have specified 5 columns. So when I create a new array, at that time it will be implementing 5 rows and 5 columns. 5 into 5. 5 rows and 5 columns are going to be get created internally. Now if we want to store the values into this array. So now we require for loop, 2 for loops. One for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. This is a one for loop. This is for your rows. This is for rows. Now we required another one for loop which is for columns. For j is equal to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. This is used for columns to store the values in the row wise as well as of column, in the sense index wise. So now I'll open this and we'll close this. Now, how to store the values here in the sense, my array reference variable is A of I and J. Then the first time I is 0, J is 0. In the sense A of 0 and 0 is equal to I plus J I will store. That's it. Okay, just I am declaring here. Once it is done, I'll be printing on the screen document dot document dot write of A of I, A of J plus I'll be using one space. Why? Because until J column completes, we cannot retrieve we cannot complete one row. So we are using this space only. After completing of your for loop, if you want, you can give a break so that we can have in the direct matrix format. Document dot write. Here I'll be specifying br tag, in the sense new line tag. Okay. Now script is closed, everything is closed. Now I'll save this code in the form of 2dim.html. I'll save it. Now what will happen? I'll save all files and save the code. Now I have specified my file name is 2dim. Okay, everything is correct. Hope so. We will save it and we will go back, and here we will execute the code 2dim. I'll execute it. Go back here. Now you can check it out. Here we have it is in the form of a matrix itself. Okay, here I have 0, 1, 2, 3. Give me 1 minute. I'll change it. Two-dimensional array. Okay, here it is. This column, just I'll save it and I'll refresh it. Now you can check it out. Here we have in the matrix format. This is how we can make use of two-dimensional array storing. Yes, is it clear for everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is one way of storing, the creation of your or storing of your values into your two-dimensional array. Okay, I'll be showing for you another two-dimensional array, which is document.write second way of two-dimensional initialization. Okay. Here I'll be writing the first way of initialization, document.write first way of two-dim initialization. Let's save it. Now I have done, I'll be come back to here and now. So suppose example, if I created var b is equal to Usually we used to create an array with new keyword. Dynamically memory allocation is going to be done. So, but what I am going to do here in the sense, within the square parenthesis, I am going to initialize the values. Now you can think here, how many rows and how many columns you required, it depends upon you. Why? Because you're manually entering your values. So first you have to take one square parenthesis. In this one square parenthesis, that will be represented as one row. Example, I'll be explaining 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one row. Now what I have to do? I have to give comma and I have to create another one square parenthesis. Now you have to enter here again one set of values like 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are the 4 columns. Now again I'll write one set. Again I'll write it here 9, 0, 1, 2. That's it. So can anyone say me how many rows I have, how many columns I have? Do anyone have an idea?
3 rows, 4 columns.
3 rows and 4 columns we have. One square parenthesis will represent one row, but the values will be represent one column. Okay, one represents 1, 2, 3, 4. In the sense 4 columns we have. Now I have stored my values in the variable called array variable called B. Now we can easily extract the values using this. Okay, first I'll just copy down this and I'll be pasting here. Okay, here wherever I have A, I'll be changing it to just B. That's it. Okay, I have 3 rows and 4 columns. So I'll representing rows is equal to 3, where my columns are equal to 4. Okay, now it is done. I'll save the code. I'll go back to this folder and I'll check. To-dim execution, go back here. Now you can check it out. We have the second way of initialization also. Is it clear for everyone? Yes, is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hope everyone have understood. We'll wind up here the class today and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.